We have not spoken.
No,
since
the fight.
I wish we had a fight.
You son of a bitch.
That would be great. I wish we had had a fight. You and I are pals, but I've not spoken to you much. I haven't spoken to you on the air since you hosted the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and I was wondering, let's get your take on like everything that happened. I just want to hear the gory details, the fun stuff.
Thank God for Conan O'Brien, because I got on the phone with him before I got the gig, and I was like, Conan, well, what do you do? How do you do this?
I wish you had used a real phone, then I could have heard you.
No, I was just a finger. It was crazy, yes, but you very nicely let me use your writing staff, who, I mean, we didn't use any of their jokes, but
I don't use any of them.
It was a good way to go.
It was a goodwill gesture.
Definitely don't want to go down that road. But it was, as you know, it's the craziest gig of all time.
Because you perform, and what's funny, they have the president goes first, then you go,
right.
The
president is your opener.
He's the opening act, and then they say, okay, now the comedian will go. And I was curious, there's all this stuff that goes with that gig, like the White House tour. Did you get the White House tour?
Yeah, we had a White House tour. You get a private tour, and then you spend all the money you have on flying your family out. You really do, because they expect it, and if you don't, then they will no longer be your family. And private tour of the White House.
Yeah.
And
so who'd you bring? You obviously you bring the wife, the kids.
Wife, kids, mistress, mother-in-law, my brothers, and we toured the house, and then we got in the private car that they gave to us, and my older brother just goes, "Nah, kind of a letdown."
No, he didn't.
Kind of a letdown.
Why? Why did he say that?
Well, he wanted to see the Oval Office, and Angela Merkel happened to be there, while she and Obama are trying to figure out what to do with Putin and the Ukraine. And he's like, "Yeah, that's what I wanted to see."
I would have been quiet if they let me in.
You know, I'm sorry this free trip is such a bummer. So,
is he like that about everything, this brother? Or that's just sort of his attitude?
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, it's fine." What? That you just met Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah,
she seems okay. But then we got to meet the president beforehand. There's a weird, wonderful party beforehand where it's like 100 people, and you have a meet and greet with the president. And I brought my 9- and 6-year-old to that with my wife and again mistress and everyone else. And we were just about to meet the president, and my 6-year-old is looking a little peaked. And he begins to vomit.
At that party?
In the party.
And I've been at that thing. That is a small party. It's not like it's a massive room. That will be noticed.
It was well noticed by such people as Robert De Niro. Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
So there's my son just it's awful. It's real. And people are like, "He's pretty nervous, huh?" I'm like, "No, he's 6. He doesn't know what's going on." And my poor wife is trying to clean it up, and no one's helping her from the family because they're like, "There's Robert De Niro," and help.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Raging Bull. And so that was really great. And then we met the president, and I thought, oh, well, maybe he'll vomit on him, and that'll be a great story.
Right. It would make the news anyway. It would be cool.
I
think we have a photograph here of you holding.
There it is.
There he is. You're holding him, and you can tell that he's not feeling well.
If he were to vomit, it would just kind of go down my neck. But so then that's my other son there with the hair, and I said, you better walk up to the. You see, we dressed him up.
I love his hair. It's great.
He's a little hippie kid.
Yeah.
And I said, when you walk up to him, you walk up to the president and you say hello, and you shake his hand. And he walked right up, and the president knew his name. He goes, "So you're Edward?" And he goes, "I'm Eddie."
That's great. That's great.
He corrected the president.
Hey, it's Eddie.
It's okay?
Okay? You got it?
He corrected the president.
Very nice. That's what you got to do.
5 seconds of meeting.
That's what you got to do.